In its first use case, Exochain helps the 1.3 million medical researchers in the BlueCloud Network safely and securely interact with more than 70 million medical records for the purpose of identifying candidates for clinical trials. Clinical trials offer sick patients access to cutting-edge and potentially life-saving medicine and increase the rate at which new medicines are brought to the entire world. Through Exochain, the process of identifying patients for clinical trials is made significantly more efficient and ultimately democratizes access to life-saving drugs. Here's how it works. Today, medical researchers around the world work tirelessly to develop new drugs to cure diseases, such as heart disease and cancer. Unfortunately, the same medical researchers trying to save lives are weighed down by antiquated data storage and transfer systems that slow the identification of candidates for clinical trials, forcing most patients to fight diseases with outdated techniques and overpriced drugs. Millions of patients around the world hope and pray to be selected for a clinical trial drug, but sadly, today, only 4% of cancer patients actually participate in a trial. This is largely because the same rules and regulations that protect your medical privacy make it very difficult for clinical researchers to find volunteers. Rules such as HIPAA compliance require one-by-one signatures for the release of medical records to new parties, which make it nearly impossible for medical researchers to evaluate all the potential candidates for a new drug. Instead, medical researchers must make phone calls to doctors, telling them about their new studies and hope the doctors have relevant patients. Relevant patients then have to sign over their medical records in person, which could take weeks or months. Fortunately, blockchain technology has the potential to change that. The blockchain has enabled trustless interactions between parties, the ability to set parameters around data interactions, and a constantly updating ledger that ensures all parties are acting equitably. Leveraging blockchain technology, Exochain has developed an infrastructure which can ensure the seamless and safe digital transfer of medical records between verified patients and researchers. At Exochain's core is an identity infrastructure that enables both patients and medical researchers to verify their credentials and establish trust across the ecosystem. Each individual is given an Odentity score, which ensures all parties in the ecosystem are who they say they are and are qualified to participate. Once the parties have achieved the required Odentity score to interact with the BlueCloud system, patients can make legally binding decisions about who and how medical researchers can interact with their data. By allowing patients to set the parameters that define how their data can be interacted with, Exochain facilitates the programmatic release of records to researchers that a patient qualifies. This means that even when a patient is at home sleeping, a medical researcher who may be able to save their life can be evaluating a patient's medical records to see if the patient is a good fit for a cutting-edge clinical trial drug. To find candidates, medical researchers can make search queries against the millions of medical records in the BlueCloud Network, which they pay for in Exochain's ERC20 token, EXO. When matches are made, a multi-signature contract is created on the blockchain. Medical researchers are sent the encrypted files and patients are paid for their participation. This whole process for finding candidates, which previously took months and years, can now be done in a fraction of the time, ultimately helping us find cures faster and save people's lives. Exochain, the gateway to advancements in precision medicine.